What's going on, everybody? Long Locks 82. I'm back in for part three of my group economics series. Before anybody says anything, I know I've been saying economics, tomato, tomato. It just depends on how I feel at that time when I'm pronouncing the word. So don't trip. Oh, that's real hard. Okay, part three, group econ, where black people fail. And I know, like this shouldn't be really offensive to anybody because this should be common knowledge by now. Um, this video is going to address what I also think is the primary issue in the black community. Of course, um, dating and relationships. And I know people are thinking, you beat this shit to a dead, why do you keep beating the dead horse? The only reason why I'm bringing this shit up now is because I'm going to factor in how it plays into group economics and how it hurts us that we don't practice. Okay, in the realm of dating relationships, what I mean by group economics is that we don't stick together. We don't circulate, basically the black family staying as a nuclear unit, that explains a lot as far as circulating the black dollar. Okay, when you have two black people and they're married and they've invested in each other, they have no problem running a business together. Well, I'm not going to say that, but it will be more than likely that they will have an easier time running a business together and helping to create and maintain generational wealth. Okay, black people, I don't think a lot of us understand generational wealth because I don't think there has been there has been an overabundance of wealthy black families. To lead the example, like black families have been getting torn apart. You know what I mean? So we don't really see the aspect of generational wealth. Like every other race understands why they should marry within themselves. Okay? Every other race understand that. Now the white community, they understand generational wealth. I mean, hell, they should. The Hispanic community and the Italian community and the Asian community, they understand. No way, I'm not gonna say the Asian community, at least not yet. But the Hispanic community and the Italian community, they understand the concept of passing on a legacy. You have sons. Some of them name them after them. They keep the family name going. The family name is honorable to them. You know what I mean? Like the family is everything. So when they pass down, when they breed within each other, they go ahead and they pass down that legacy of a business or money or an idea or a strategy. Like they understand, which is how they were able to come here and prosper. Now the Asian community, they are very honorable. Like the family name means damn near everything. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to shame your parents and do some other shit. Basically you're going to stay within your own, because it means something. They also understand all these other groups is that when you marry outside the community, the resources get shared with that community. So when black folks choose to marry interracially, the resources do not come back to the black community anymore. More than likely, it goes to the other side and their community toward their interests. I don't get it. Like, that's the most fucked up part. Like, that is the saddest part about black folks having this problem with dating each other. They don't even understand that the farther apart that we get, the deeper of a hole it puts us in, because everybody that makes decent money is leaving the community, leaving everybody else that doesn't make a lot of good money to continue to reproduce and not generate revenue and fuck the community up. But they don't care because they're going, and I can't really say I'm mad at them for why they did. But, they should be looking at bigger picture. This is crazy. Like people love to say all these things about black people, but nobody wants to practice group economics. Nobody wants to circulate the black dollar. Nobody wants to maintain the family nucleus. Nobody wants to flex their political arm at all. Nobody even wants to understand politics. When we can't even get along enough to have a conversation about, like what did both sides do wrong? How can we correct the deficiency? When you can't even have that conversation where both parties are being honest with themselves about about where the disconnect is, women, wow, okay. I've been saying this forever. The men and the women are both responsible for fucking the community up. Both sides. But the men has been held under a microscope, torn apart, and dragged down the street. Like the female does not acknowledge her portion in ruining the relationship. And that's as far as I'm going to, say as far as that. But they also don't, but nobody understands that as long as this shit doesn't get fixed, it just doesn't get any better. You can't practice group economics when you don't even get along with the people in your group. And it's crazy because everybody think it's better on the other side. You know what I mean? I could understand if you were young and dumb and you didn't know any better. Nobody fucking stopped you from making a horrible mistake. You learn later, okay, that's one thing. But when you close your ears off to something that's right in front of your face, people trying to tell you and you still ignore it. How can you practice group economics if I said, if you don't get along with the people in your group, you can't even be honest. You can't accept honest feedback. You know what I mean? Men, we understand that when we get criticized, we have to accept it as that, and we need to correct our deficiencies because it'll make us better men. For females, they cannot accept criticism because to them, it seems like you're tearing them down. And what's crazy is that it's the exact same thing. It just depends on how you look at it. I mean, hell, men see it as, okay, hell, we fucked up, we need to get our shit together. Females see it as, oh, that's bashing, that's not true. And that's funny because not even a week will go by before they'll see some shit that make the point the guys were talking about, and they'll even say something themselves like, look at that ratchet ass, or some other, you see what people are talking about. You see this behavior. We see the behavior of the guys that you complain about, which is why we wonder, well, why are you dating them? Everybody see what the fuck is going on, but nobody wants to be honest about it. So they want to go to the other side. When I'm talking about practicing group economics, I'm only talking about specific. I take that back. I'm not talking about specifically interracial dating. I'm talking about getting married and combining resources, as establishing the foundation in which something that can be built. Black people, are we really that fucked up that we cannot maintain marriages? I know it's the whole country. I don't give a fuck about the rest of the country. I'm talking about black folks. Our marriage rates, as far as marrying each other versus other races, that's high, but how many people are getting married now? How many guys are saying, I'm going my own way? I don't want to date a woman with kids. I don't want to date a woman that's overweight. I don't want to date a woman that's loud as fuck. I don't want to date a woman who doesn't appreciate what I bring to the table. And most importantly, who does not understand what my role is. I don't want a woman like that. And men are starting to say, fuck that, I'm gonna go overseas, and you know, and they leave the fucking community. You know? And it's crazy because dudes think that, you know, just because you date somebody black, that's cool. If the resources don't come back, does it really matter who you date? They're going to be considered black, right? They're going to be part of your legacy. If the resources don't come back, it don't matter who you date. I mean, I can also go to say this too. I mean, actually, I think I've already said this. If you date interracially, bring the resources back. Most of the time, that just doesn't happen. So there's no point in bringing that back up. Anyways, that's the third way we don't practice group economics, and it's fucking us up because it just, like, as long as black men and black women are separated, then the community is in disarray. We don't even have enough focus to look at the bigger picture because we bickering over you know, small shit. We can't even get along. We can't accept our roles and know what we're supposed to do in life as far as each other. So basically, man, the rest of the world is kicking our ass. I mean, I'm trying to think. Who was that? Who the fuck was that? Shit. Damn, who was that? I want to say Cashy and maybe. He was like, while y'all was playing checkers, I was playing chess. When y'all started playing chess, I was done playing games. And that's where black folks are. We still playing checkers. The rest of the world is done playing games. We are so fucking far behind because we refuse to practice group economics on a political scale, you know, and on a personal scale, you know, on a financial scale. Like, we don't practice this shit at all. Anyway, that's it for this video, man. Long Locks 82. Man, I hope y'all enjoyed this series, man. Man, that shit, that was a hell of a night. Like, I'm gonna release these shits on different days, but I just did all of this just came to me in like one night. Well, I can't say that. Like, I had the idea for a while, but the material just came in like one night after having like conversations with a bunch of different people. So let me know if y'all agree or disagree. If y'all want to add anything, go ahead. No problem. Man, y'all just let me know what y'all think, man, and how can we get like, you know, I would think that the way to fix everything is basically to practice everything the opposite of what I said in the video. But if you guys have ideas, man, go ahead, shoot them forward, man. Anyway, that's it for this one, Lost 82. Y'all be easy.